Hello YouTube, Matthew Williams here. Quick video to say that the Barge has now gone into administration, which sounds like quite a serious thing, but actually might not be as bad as some people think. Basically, MacGyver was trying to sell the pub for £900,000, or £950,000, near enough £1 million. He was unable to do that, and what's become clear now is that he has called in the administrators, which is kind of like a form of receivership, but he's done this because he's been owed money. Now, for anybody who remembers, Pietro Cuomo came in and took out a hokey mortgage with MacGyver, i.e. like, who the hell would take out a mortgage with an owner, not a bank? I mean, who would do that? But he did. And MacGyver actually told me in an email that all that money was paid off, the whole lot, which was obviously a lie. It wasn't. So MacGyver has seemingly assumed control of the building after Pietro left, as he was seen entering with keys and doing stuff around the building. But technically on paper, that building didn't belong to him. It belonged to Pietro from land registry documents. But what appears to have happened now, and we are kind of reading a little bit between the lines, but I mean it seems fairly obvious that this is what's happened, is that MacGyver has now put the wheels into motion for administration, which means that a professional certified administrator has taken control of the building and is now selling off the building for a lesser amount than MacGyver was trying to sell it recently. So the full 950,000, even though he'd had 500,000 given to him by Pietro. So he's trying to sell the building for the full whack, but he hasn't been able to do that now. So it's gone into administration, which means that the administrators have taken control, which means that they will sell the building and they will recoup the money. And then take their costs out of that as well. Now, so basically, it's up for 550,000. Well, we were led to believe that Pietro had paid at least 500,000 and possibly even £250,000 more. So there's only about 300,000 pound actually owed on the building, and Pietro will have lost that money. He'll have lost that. That's gone. He's just that money has just gone. That's gone to MacGyver. So if he can sell, if the administrators can sell the building now for any amount up to that 500,000, they will give whatever is the sale price to MacGyver, and then they will take their costs, which could be 50,000 or £100,000 for doing the transaction of the administration. And that will clear the debts then. It clears the debts to all the debtors, which should include MacGyver and possibly anybody else who's owed money as well. And I imagine there probably is a list of people who are owed money. So if MacGyver is only going to get 300,000 out of it, there may be a couple of 100,000 owed to customs and excise, VAT, inland revenue. There could be money owed there, so they'll all get paid. Then the debtors will get paid, which is the companies who've supplied goods and whatnot. But what does this mean in realistic terms for the pub? Well, what it means is now at least MacGyver is no longer in control. Which, from what I understand, I've been speaking to an accountant earlier on who was explaining the procedure to me. It means that he is no longer holding the reins of this sale, which is a good thing, because what does that mean? Well, recently we know that he tried to sell the place for 900,000. Somebody came along, they were interested. I'd like to buy the place. Yeah, okay, great. Well, come over here because I've got to show you my restrictive covenants that I put in, which means that he was going to retain control of the campsite. So, he just couldn't let it go. Just can't let it go. Just cannot let that control freakery go. But what it means now is, thankfully, because he has handed it to an administrator, that it means that he isn't in control. And that probably means that there won't be any shenanigans. There won't be any strange, weird, restrictive covenants or anything that gives him any ties at all to the building. When it is sold now, it should, in theory, we hope, mean there are no strings attached. You pay what you pay, you get the whole building, and you get to keep it in its entirety. You don't have to pay MacGyver like he was doing before, which is you don't have to pay him for buying the beer and everything else from him. You can source that yourself. There's no lease. There's no, it's a complete, full, outright sale. Okay, the whole lot can be sold, and the current market price is 550,000, which is actually not too bad. Okay, but it could get lower. That price could go lower, so somebody could get an even better deal, because the administrators want to make their money. They don't want to sit on this property, and they will lower the price. So eventually this could end up going for a song, and good, because that means that somebody who really wants to have it, who's not filthy rich and loaded in money, but wants to have it and really run it as a proper business, actually has a chance to do it now. Whereas when it was $1 million, that was just, way outside most people's ability to even look at. But now that amount of money is something that could be mortgageable, for some people. So, hey, the future is bright. The Barge will reopen, and it will reopen probably fairly soon, hopefully within, the first 6 months of this year, if their sale can take place. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But the good news is McScum, McScrooge Bucket, is now out of the picture, we hope. So thanks very much for watching.